All right, I've been sort of busy, and then I got sick, but I'm back. um, I have played over the past week where I haven't posted anything. A fair amount of these commanders in the new set, a lot of them just don't really work too well at all. So, new set not looking too good. I think I had said that already, but yeah. This is no exception. It is mono white. It's kind of got that get out from under your opponent thing going on. I think if you're doing a mono white thing, it's just, well, it's obviously rather difficult, but I think this is probably just worse than Felia, and I had just played Felia, so I don't expect this to do too well, but it's kind of interesting. It is, unfortunately, dependent on your opponent doing stuff. Otherwise, it's a 2-1, right? That's pretty sketchy, but your opponent probably has to cast spells that aren't just creatures over the course of a game. So I like the reanimate spells. I can discard 3 drops and then reanimate them with 2-mana cards, and also just grab things that have died before with the reanimate spells and whatnot. So there's that kind of thing. I put the equipment package in here. I crafted Steel Shaper's Gift finally, so I have that one now. This is kind of interesting. Maybe? I don't know. This is only in here because it's basically free. If it ever messes me up one time, I'll probably take it out. You really only get to use this on the draw in a deck like this. If that's not what happens, and you really just can't expect to ever get to 7 cards ever again. And yep, that's it. Mono white stuff. There's compelling mana tithe targets. Looks like we have to deal with either pyrokinesis or solitude, though. I'm gonna literally counter anything ever. Even though countering solitude and pyrokinesis is nice, there's a decent chance they don't work. That's kind of tragic. Am I playing my commander? Yeah, I'd play it in the face of solitude, I'd say. Which is a horrible outcome for me, but I just have to hope it's the other one. Of course it isn't. Well, at least they didn't wait. It seems like people suffer severely with the idea of waiting, because you could just draw a bad white card and then solitude away that card instead of farewell. Interesting. I think it's like just Doomscar. I'm actually not quite sure what that is. I think it's just Doomscar. Also, I could have cast this. I made a mistake there slightly. I don't think Sammy plays Doomscar, though. Well, this person's playing Farewell, so maybe they do. This is good. Later. I kind of have to do this or I lose the game. Hope my opponent doesn't get something busted. Steel Shaper's Gift. No, we do this before I forget. And then do this. And then, I think this one's slightly better. It doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. Okay. Oh, this is a mono red permanent. Maybe in some kind of way it does. I still think this is Doomscar. Hard to tell, though, honestly. I think I'm going to discard this, so I shouldn't cast it. That makes sense to me, at least. Let's kill the hexing shusher, or we could just ignore them. They don't actually affect me that much. I'm still gonna discard this. Oh look, it's Doomscar. Get rid of you. I can helping hand my commander, right? Yeah. And I suppose I will. We play this. I should have played this first. I should have played that first. Absolutely. Alright, now I'm the one with Solitude. Or not. I'm the one that just loses to that card, because of course. Let's get rid of, I guess, Solitude at this point. Draw a card. Make a treasure token. Draw a card, I guess. Yep. Guess that's that. Probably one of the best possible cards in their entire deck here. I can equip both of these. And that does imply I can't really go face. But, I mean, excuse me, I can't swing at Ugin. But I don't know if that matters. Maybe it does. It's pretty horrible, though. I'm going face. And then just start vomiting nonsense? Okay, I can move this or just not move anything. I can play this. Oh no, they have a Fountain Port token. I have to move this. Oh, I guess I don't, because I can just give it protection anyways. Yeah, I can give it protection anyways. I can Skyclave the Mana Rock? I suppose? And then I go to combat. This is 11. How much damage do I have? Protection from blue. And then counter here and here. I think I have to swing at Ugin, which is so... I mean, it's not... It is ultimating. I can't let it ultimate, so I have to do something about that. Unfortunately. I do have the ping, actually. I do have the ping. Yeah, alright. I have the ping from the sword. Okay, I can grab another equipment. Which doesn't really matter, but I can. And then I can play this. And then my opponent needs a third board wipe. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Sweet. Sweet, we did it. I beat an Ugin. Look at that. That was in play for 10 years. This is a, I want to say, kind of a weird Sammy deck, but maybe not. I think this is right to play turn 1. And if not, then rip. I don't expect them to play a bunch of non-creature stuff. Okay, now I feel better about casting my commander right now. Yeah, sure. Kind of annoying how it gets in the way of my turn 2 play a lot, when sometimes I don't want to play it. But they didn't play a 1-drop, so I think I want to play my commander. If they did, I probably wouldn't. Alright, let's get rid of you. My opponent isn't even concerned with my commander, which is just emphasis on how questionable it is. Alright, let's play this, I guess. It can target itself. Maybe it should have there. Yeah, maybe I should have targeted this. Probably, yeah. I don't know what this does. Turns a land into a planet. Okay. Interesting. Let's play you. I really wish I could get Brimaz in play, and that's fine though. Let's do what I gotta do. Here and... Wait, no. Here and here again. I don't really have a choice anymore because of the 2-2. But hopefully Mana Tithe works. Oh, okay, I don't like that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We killed him. That's lethal. We actually just killed him. That's just dead on board. Wow. Okay. It gets rid of Bandit's Talent. Interesting. Opponent is deeply threatened by my 2-1. Interesting. I have nothing to do but this. Does Brawl just kill it? Or does it just not care? It could also just not care about it. I'm gonna get rid of Raven Charm. I just want a 1-1 in play. I think that's just something I should do. And Brimaz, again, a good draw, a good card to play right now, but I don't want to play into a sweeper, and this is just pretty useful. Yeah, I would have liked to got rid of a land, but I really think a 1-1 is good here. Alright, let's get rid of Jolted Awake. Let's get rid of a land. And then draw. Yeah, they're gonna target the Steel Shaper's Gift, even though I can't actually equip anything. I didn't make a treasure. But I'm kind of hoping they take the gift. Okay, and then I suppose I make them lose 3? I don't need a treasure token, right? Yeah. It's not like it's bad, though. Okay, we drew that again. I think I'll just play the card my opponent knows about. It's dead. And both go here. There's, looks like a removal spell. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. I doubt it's Dark Ritual at this point, so I don't know. I think we would have seen a sweeper last turn. Nope. Of course not. Let's get rid of Witch Enchanter and draw. Yeah, we want to draw here. Jolted Awake is 2 mana, and I have my commander, so I'll Jolted Awake my commander. Oh, if I cycled that, I'd be a little upset. Wait, I thought it was 2. Oh, it is. Yeah. It's just the energy thing. It says you can target anything. Okay, let's play the land they know about. Let's play this. Alright, we have stuff in play again. We did it. Beat the game. Alright, my opponent got rid of all my stuff. Let's play this, because the only way to really answer it is a... I will play a land. I will play a land. Probably going to get rid of Solitude here, almost. I think I do get rid of Solitude? Okay, that makes it easier. I guess I get rid of that. Moon Shadow. Oh yeah, because you surveil. Right. I guess I'm going to Extraction Specialist my commander. Play another land. Let's just cast Solitude right now. Almost willing to trade, but not quite. It also puts Solitude in play. They want to sacrifice the Moon Shadow? Why? What's the point of that? Alright, well, I guess I'll find out. I don't see the point of that. And I'm not going to cast the Giver of Runes. I don't think it really matters. And it's a 1/1 if I just discard it. I really don't think Giver of Rune matters. Well, there's Toxic Deluge and something else maybe. Alright. I mean, I guess they don't have a board wipe. I'll keep the Giver. Treasure or lose 3? No, you just want to keep drawing. I'll keep drawing. Okay. I will make 1/1s. And I suppose I will now just do this. And swing? I don't see a reason not to just continue to play lands. So I'll just play lands. I don't see a reason not to. Any problems in the graveyard? No. No problems in the graveyard yet. Is my opponent dead? No. Let's get the sort of... You can't do anything about me? Let's put this here. Alright, we did it. We did it. We got through a damnation. I'm surviving board wipes with this deck. We can mulligan for Lion Sash or a way to find Lion Sash. This is a way to find Lion Sash. I don't think it's too slow. They turn 4 is like turn 2. There are a bunch of discard spells, and I have a second card that they have to discard first. So this could just work out. Looks like they have the discard spell. Kind of annoying. I mean, it could be Wayfarer's Bauble. I mean, I'm the only Stick Fingers player, apparently, that plays the 1-mana ramp spells. There's like you get a Lander token, and you get the Wayfarer's Bauble. Sometimes Exploration Burgeoning are good, too. Because you're trying to do one thing all the time. This will trigger, but like I said, there's one thing that matters, and I'm going to do it, even though my opponent is about to cast a discard spell on turn 2. I still have swords. So, and it also might not be able to do anything. Or it does literally both things, because of course. You have to take Lion Sash. You literally have to take Lion Sash. It's wow, really? Okay. This deck doesn't play board wipes. And if it does, good lord. I don't see a reason to play Legion's Landing. Doesn't matter. Just, like, doesn't matter. They just can't play Stick Fingers right now. Okay, my opponent just has more ideal answers. I don't know what you Vampiric Tutor on top here. Probably a Reanimate spell that costs 1 and then I can lose next turn. Yeah, that's it. Well, perfect answers, I guess. Destroy target enchantment, any number, exile any number of target player. Unbelievable. I didn't even know that was an out in my deck and I drew it. Unbelievable. We'll see if it matters. They could have just top decked a discard spell. I didn't even know this was an out in my deck. But it looks like Reanimate. Despite everything. Get dunked on. Oh my goodness. Get dunked on. Oh. Oh my goodness. We did it. We did it. My opponent knows I top decked that too. Oh, yes. Yeah, we'll play this turn 1. I don't think I'm putting something in my hand that matters early enough to want to cast it. I'm on the draw, so I don't get to, like, do this before they cast the inevitable talisman or something. Tameo, what? I guess high-buy draws with the draw shrines? I suppose. It's certainly a thing you can do. Alright. Well, if I play this, what am I getting? Blue-red? I feel like the black-green one is better here. It has protection from the 4/4, and it, like, lets me do more things in a turn cycle. That probably matters. I might have to play this as a land. I can't not play land, so... Renin 6 in a high-buy deck? Okay, is this just, like, Super Friends dumbness, and you have, like, 2 shrines? That might be what it is. Looking like it. Let's do this. I have to. And then I play, Delny? No, that's weird. Brimaz? Can I take a turn off to just do something weird like that? I could just get rid of Tameo, which doesn't really affect anything, honestly. I think I'm doing it anyways. I think I'm doing it anyways. And then I'm going to swing with literally nothing because Stoneforge Mystic and Giver Runes have text. Kind of unfortunate, but such is life. This is probably just card draw shrines, if I had to guess. Renin 6 is still very strange. It is an answer to 1-drops early. Is it early enough? I don't know on the draw. Alright, looks like they can't beat the sword. I'm sure there are, like, just card draw shrines. I guess I always name human? Human. And then, yeah, just run this out. Hopefully it matters. I don't know. Currently not. Let's play you. Swing. Opponent did not play a 2-minute card or a 1-minute card. That is very uncommon. Very uncommon. Let's get rid of... Well, I would have liked to get rid of this, but... Get rid of... That? No, I like that, though. Everything is bad. I guess I'm getting rid of Solitude. I haven't seen a Pyroclasm in 10,000 years, but I am playing a mono white deck, so it only makes sense. Would have loved to have discarded that card. Can't play and equip the thing, so I guess I'll just play that and swing. I could have played Sentinel's Eyes, I guess. It's not like I really use my graveyard. What does that one do? It fights. So, play and equip the sword. Actually be able to do something. Atali doesn't have many good hits in my deck. Perfect fetch land. Is it like the first? No, it's the second fetch land. It has protection. No, I can't swing into that, so let's play... Can I get... Nope. Can't do that either. Let's do this. Is this a sorcery? No. Alright, let's pass. Alright, random ramp spell, please. What do they get on my side? Agent Bishop, not the worst thing that could have happened, I guess. Loot away the Enduring Courage? Could have looted away this, maybe? Still assuming it's somewhat relevant, and it doesn't seem to be, so... Atali has that poison text on it. They didn't put counters on it, though. It would have kind of been a problem, though. Alright, we have tokens. We did it. Boromir, that kind of helps, right? Boromir's a soldier, which is kind of funny. Is this red on the backside? It is, okay. They named Eldrazi, so I assume that just means they have it, as is tradition. Let's just play this, I guess? Or maybe that was wrong. It probably doesn't matter. They should have been putting counters on it the whole time, and they just didn't. Okay. Maybe it did matter. Maybe I just should not have played the Phantom there. Yeah, I think it did matter. I think I might have thrown the game. Let's play this. I think I threw the game. I was supposed to double my tokens and didn't. Yeah, I think I just totally threw. I think I win if I just activated the horn again, and I didn't. Okay, 4. You go there, you go there. What do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Sure. I forgot to sacrifice Boromir. I threw again. I didn't sacrifice Boromir. What am I doing? You've got to be kidding me. Why did... I just didn't sack it. Oh my god, dude. Alright, I threw twice. I literally threw twice. If I swing all out, they have 3 blockers. That goes there. Those go there and there. They take 7. They're not dead. I can't believe I did that. What am I doing? Like two times. It's just like so in my face, and I just chose not to do it. Like, it's so obvious. Alright, whatever, yeah. Right, I'm just gonna concede. I threw the game twice. I'm pretty sure I win this game in 2 different ways. I had 2 opportunities, and I just decided to not win the game. I don't think you can kill this after it's attacked with this, so this doesn't actually help me. At least I don't think it does. Wow, they didn't have Dark Ritual. Oh my goodness. I'll draw and get rid of Rift Spoon. My opponent takes, I have no idea what. They gave me a land. Oh, I guess I already had one. Actually, you know what? They probably should take this, which is funny. That's actually really funny. They should take this. But who knows? Or they could take the horn if they think it's going to kill them. It's kind of slow, but it's probably faster than not having it. Yep, they do take that. I think that was right. It's target attacking or blocking, so I can still swing. I don't know if you can play it as a land from exile like that. Maybe. Opponent not interested. They put this to their hand? Don't you want to leave it in the graveyard? What? So at this point, we just leave up the horn. Because I didn't draw a land. And I think that's it. Yep, I don't see any other reasonable line. Still just totally dead to damnation like usual. Not dead to that. I don't have an answer to it. It is not an answer. Let's play literally nothing. Alright. Do this. This is definitely worth it. I should activate this now. There is no reason not to activate this. I'm dead to the same cards. I can't do it post-sweeper anyways. I'll just activate it. It just doesn't matter. I mean, I'm on a white deck. I'm always going to be all in like this. Even if they play Zodiac, Zodiark, it's the same logic. My opponent has Ral in their deck? Wow. Let's get rid of Portable Hole. That was a reason to not activate it, because I could have technically got another 1/1, I suppose. Are they dead? Are they just dead here? They block the 2/1. They take 13, 14. Wait, I protection from here. They block a 1/1. They're exactly dead if I tap this and swing all out. Lion Sash? Maybe? Why do I always have this in my hand? Wanna calm down? What the heck is this? Okay. I don't like that, but I can't do anything about it. So let's play you. Huh. That's a pretty good mill engine. Wow. Let's name Glimmer? Sheep? Sheep is funny. Nah, I should just name human. And then play Steel Shapers. Gift. Grab black and green? I don't think I'm grabbing Lion Sash. It doesn't seem like a good answer to anything. I mean, it actually kind of is. Yeah, it's better than not having it. Alright, I'll play it. It's arguably wrong, but it doesn't even stop Tasigur this turn, but it stops it later. Which is kind of nice, I think. Like, they can play it now, but then I can just continuously just deal with the graveyard. What does this do? Twice the number of creatures you have. Okay, I'm always playing that here. 6 damage to Tasigur. And now they have to have... Well, they don't have to have it, but Damnation is yet another problem again. What do they mill, actually? Persist. I could Helping Hand almost any card here. Dismember, sure. Let's loot. Skrelv is nice. Is it better than... I think I'm going to get rid of it. And there's a good chance I just Helping Hand the Lion Sash. Sword of Spaghetti and Ice. Let's just grab the card my opponent doesn't want to play against. Put the counters here. Loot away Fire and Ice. It's just too slow. And also doesn't currently matter that much. They gotta be careful. If they put too many permanents in the graveyard, it's Spaghetti-O time. Alright, we did it. We stopped Tasigur and they just never did anything. I've never seen this card before. That is a very efficient mill engine, especially in green. The only downside is it has to also be a black deck. Well, no turn 1 discard. Getting this in play is really nice. Never mind. Okay, maybe I get to do something else that matters? play this. Land, pass. Norman Osborn? What? What the heck? Oh, is that Fleeb? I think that's Fleeb. Flu, whatever. Let's play this. Like that better than the Archon here. Okay, it doesn't work. Let's get rid of Griffspoon. Yeah, makes sense to me. Draw a card or make my opponent lose a life? I'll draw a card. That's gone. Let's name Kefka Spaghetti Mage. Oh no, I have to make sure I do the right one. Okay. And then pass. Unfortunately, I'm not hitting my opponent in the face with my beat down white creatures, but such is life, I suppose. Let's get rid of that. I don't think I like Archon. Yeah, I don't think I like Archon here. Still think I'm drawing. Treasure Token is somewhat viable here too, probably. Maybe, sort of, kind of. They reanimate my Boromir. I can't say that really matters. It doesn't really do anything against me. It makes the Get Lost bad, which is kind of fine. I can just get rid of it. Alright, I don't want my opponent to top deck an answer, or a land to cast Kefka, so I'll blow up the Mana Rock here. Makes sense to me. Play Cloud. Get blue-red sword? Red. Black-green? Blue-red, right? Sure. And then just pass. The fact that I just can't hit him this whole time is pretty sad. They are incentivized to keep lands for their commander. Looks like they got a reanimate spell? Okay, well, sort of. Alright, I can get rid of this because it doesn't do anything with Boromir in play. And treasure token. No, we just want to draw. Not an ideal top deck from the opponent, though. That was a really good top deck, especially if it hits a land. Of course it does. Sure, that's technically not a land, but does stuff, I guess. So I can play this and then put it on something that doesn't get through. So I guess I'm still playing it anyways. And then I play you. And then put counters on stuff that doesn't matter that much. I've just been clogged up this whole game. Yeah, just these two. It doesn't actually matter that much. And then next turn, do something that matters. 6, 7, 4... 5, 6. Okay. I can't activate Lauren. Symmetrical card draw is just really bad. Like, tremendously bad. Another Hexing Sculpture player. On an Unholy Heat wait, what? Don't you want to kill the Alcayed? Alcid? Alcid? I think it's Alcayed. Red. Let all that happen. Let's get a treasure token this time. Oh, actually, they killed the thing that would give me interest in staying untapped, so I guess I just don't do that. Esper Sentinel, just in time. Alright, so we do this. It's probably too late now. Probably too late. But that doesn't stop me from trying. I should not play that first. Wow, they're done? They're not dead, are they? My opponent is not dead here. Aren't I just dead to like a top deck card draw spell or something? Because I just take so much damage. They take 6, and then I could make it 7, 8, 9, 10, but I probably wouldn't. I'd probably target these two, make them sacrifice Boromir, and then, again, kind of any card draw spell really hits me bad. Oh, Sephiroth. Huh. People still play it. Post Baron. We saw an Atali today, too. Kind of nutty. I lose a Dark Ritual, so don't have Dark Ritual. Alright. This is a very commonly played turn 1. I'll play this if you have the specific thing I can't think the name of. Congratulations. Looks like they don't. Should probably swing? Yeah, you should swing. I'm going to play this naming Sephiroth because I don't want them to play it next turn for a multitude of reasons. Oh no, it's Fabled Soldier, yes. And if it isn't Fabled Soldier, my opponent better respect what I've done. In mill 3, they get a random nonsense. I don't know if it's worth playing. Neither of these are good, at least. They probably want to grab the freebooter, right? Yeah. But fortunately, my hand is poop, so doesn't really do anything. More pressingly, I don't have a lot of non-creatures happening, so not a good sign. I would have taken Elspeth because I just really do not care about the sword if I'm my opponent, and I think if you can't discard this, you have a problem. So I'm surprised they didn't take this. I would have taken it. They also killed Skrelv instead of making a treasure token. I would argue that's notable. They could have played Sephiroth this turn. Oh, maybe they didn't have a land, I guess. Oh, cool, it's the fun card. Great. Yep, look at that. Toxic Delusion Sephiroth. You got it. This deck also plays Damnation. I just want to complain about it. Alright, where's the second discard spell? Opponent doesn't have the second discard spell. Yeah, this is why you probably wanted to get rid of this. From my hand, I mean, I'm saying that, but it also still kind of isn't even that good. So. Agatha's Soul Cauldron, pretty good against me. My opponent doesn't know that, though. They grab they grab lands with that the whole, like, every turn. Really think they just wanted to take this Elspeth. Now they can't play Sephiroth? They have to kill Elspeth first? Yes. I can get rid of Mana Tithe, probably. I don't know if 2/1/1s even matters, though. Okay, I'm just gonna not do that, then. A lot of the cards in this deck are the same. Maybe even Bloodghast is one of them, just to have it going. They're all pretty similar. Some more discard creatures, maybe. Our Confidant, even? Okay. More discard creatures. This is a reason to have got rid of Mana Tithe. Especially how it more or less probably wasn't going to do anything anyways. Elspeth not looking great right now. That was probably one of the best draws in my entire deck. Let's grab the black sword so I can play the video game. Put it here. Swing. And yep. Alright, my opponent's over it. I don't know why they didn't do that outright. They had to think about it. I think that's a good sign. Let's play our commander, or do we play... Actually, we can take time to just play this. I have yet to play it, really, so... Alright, yep, Voice of Victory. Just a complete nightmare for this deck. They have to do everything at sorcery speed and probably a wall of counter spells that just really don't like it. And if they deal with it, I have another one. I'll make anything possible, I guess. This Lumark veteran probably shouldn't be in here. I guess I can just get rid of it. Every time I see it, I'm like, what are you doing? Glasket. I have to put that to the command zone. Oh no, I have this. I do not have to do that. I don't think Grand Abolisher is that good. Giving my opponent having flash doesn't really matter to me on their commander. Like, I just don't think that matters. So I'm going to say it doesn't. I think this deck plays all the board wipes. We can just go straight to combat. I would lead with this. Play that, go to combat. Care about literally nothing. Get rid of you. That is a good sign of just what happened there. I also don't have to commit more creatures. I can just play this thing. They didn't just, like, cast a sweeper. They cast a removal spell. Their commander costs 5, so... Swing. Again, all that matters is a board wipe. Oh look, a board wipe, wow. Are they still dead? Because this is too many creatures. Aren't they just dead to this? Right? Oh, my opponent gets the thing. I thought I got the token. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm a complete idiot. I thought I get the token. I'm just a moron. Well, I mean, there's not much to do. That. And that. I don't know why I thought I got it. Could have swore I got it, but I guess not. Why did I think that? Huh. Well, I gave him a giant token, but, I mean, it was an unblockable problem whether or not it was 12 or 6. So I guess it's not that big of a deal. Jolted Awake. That can name or target Grand Abolisher. I think I'd rather just play my commander, though. Okay, that doesn't actually stop my commander. Swing for 3. I don't want to Jolted Awake a Grand Abolisher. Leave that in the graveyard. Decline. Can I hit a non-land this time? I did. I actually will keep that on top. My opponent knows about it too. Okay, I can make some 1/1s. It is almost always lethal next turn. They have to do something. I gotta read this for the 4th time. Enchantment, graveyard, damage to a creature. Okay. Opponent does not attack me. Can you beat this? This is dead on board. This wins through the Gandalf, right? Swing, da-da-da. It does if I swing with everything, which I don't think I'm going to, so... Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Yeah. Because I can just cast a removal spell. That my opponent knows about. Alright, we did it. We did it through a board wipe. Okay, I'm done. It took way too long. I should have just stopped when I was at 10. I was just... It was literally yeah. So I won a lot of games all like right next to each other, and then I kept trying to play and then lost like 10 games in a row or something ridiculous. So I should have stopped while I was ahead. But I must admit this was better than I thought it was going to be, which I mean, to a rather surprising degree. Normally stuff like this is pretty obviously, you know, you see a commander in the deck like, all right, it's either really not good or it is. But I will say, if all I saw was like Llanowar Elves, I think this is probably the worst deck you could ever play. But I only saw that a couple times. But that's probably me just getting lucky. That is most assuredly the worst thing to see, is just green stuff, because they don't really trigger your commander, or they can play around it by just not triggering it and then doing something else. So green is just a nightmare, and it already is a nightmare, so it's like twice as bad when your commander almost has absolutely no text on it. The reanimate spells were good. I changed nothing. I played this and never changed a card. So that's kind of surprising. I don't know. So by the end of it, I don't think I liked really at all, actually. Where is it? This thing? Veteran, I don't think I like that. The 3 mana reanimate spells were also maybe just too late. It's kind of hard to gauge how that is. I will say the equipment package is really good, even if you don't have the equipment commander. Steel Shaper's Gift gave me a great deal of consistency. So much so, I probably want, what is it? Enlightened Tutor in here. It was in here to begin with, but ended up taking it out. Assemble never did anything. I don't know if it's just weird playing. You can see why the 2-drops are so kind of slim, because they have to be pretty exceptional to take up your turn 2 play when you just, you know, want to play this all the time. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is, I suppose. But what was I saying? Yeah, this was a little weird. Some of these cards were in here just because the idea of getting rid of them with your commander makes them really nice. Like, oh, I don't need it this game? Whoop, just discard it, right? There's certain Storm commanders that really just don't want to see this, but it's kind of like Ragavan in that regard. You play this, they can't answer it, and then the Storm deck just concedes because it just can't beat this, and you just move on to the next game. But, excuse me. It's just nice to have it for that, but for the most part, I don't think you need this in a deck that's trying to kill your opponent before they would storm off anyways. So I don't know. It never did anything. Same with this. I don't think I really liked it. Same with this. But yeah, there was the... Where is it? Brimaz, I don't even think made a single token for me. This, and that's kind of the only one. I do like Savine's, and I still like the Extraction, but this one was a little too much. Like, for 3 mana, getting 2/2-drops. Even 3, you give your opponent a card and you get 3. That's a lot of creatures that died, and I mean, maybe one of them is your commander. Ideally, always one of them is your commander. I do like this more than Teferi's Protection, even though they're sort of doing similar things, except your opponent draws a card with this one. I don't think you should play Teferi's Protection. I don't think you should really play many protection spells, if any. I just think they get in the way of winning the game. You're just slowing yourself down. This isn't multiplayer. You don't have that kind of time to just, I'll leave up 3 mana for the entire game while I still do something. I'm triggering my commander a ton with multiple opponents, and I have Teferi's Protection. I'm just doing what I want all the time. This is not the case in 1v1, so I don't like Teferi's Protection, but this is kind of nice. You can react, right? You have something to do after a sweeper instead of, I left up 3 mana the whole game, and then I cast a card. Now it's like you did the thing, and then I undo it with a card. I think that's just better. It means you don't have to have Teferi's Protection up front. You could just top deck this and still it's like a counterspell versus a removal spell. If it's a super creature heavy meta, then you just maybe take out as many counters and add removal spells, because you can't counter something that has already resolved. And the same here, you can't counter a sweeper that has already happened off the top, whereas you can with this. So I just don't like Teferi's Protection. But this is, of all the reanimate ones, this was probably the most questionable one. I never cast it. You don't have to do it for more than one creature, really. It feels kind of bad, but at 3 mana, it doesn't feel that bad to just get one creature out of your graveyard, but I don't know. It doesn't hit the 3 mana ones. I think there's just better ideas, better things to do, probably. But apart from that, what else? That's about it. I don't really know what I would add here. I had maybe slightly too few lands, but again, when your commander's doing what you want, it doesn't really matter how bad your hand is, kind of, because it helps fix it pretty well when your opponent triggers it, at least. If your opponent doesn't trigger it, then good luck. I thought maybe Heir Apparent could be something. I'm not about to make a video of Heir Apparent, though. Not a lot of fancy lands. I think I drew 1 card off of this and then instantly conceded because it was on the draw against Lana Rails and to cultivate, and it was it. Protection spells were nice. This is another one that's nice to discard to your commander and still use it, but it's kind of bad. It's actually like really bad. Like the effect on it, I mean. It doesn't really matter if you get value from this, and that was the value. This card is just... There were times where I just didn't even know where to put it, because +1/+1 is just so not relevant. I think there's actually a better one. I think it's Flashback. I think there's one that like puts a counter on more than one creature or something that I'm now thinking of, right? Is it this one? Yeah, this is like kind of the same thing, except I mean, it's not quite the same thing, honestly. You can recur the escape card over and over. You can't flashback more than one. Daydream would have been interesting, I guess. This is weird, but there were times this could have killed somebody, maybe, where I otherwise couldn't have killed them. It would be kind of funny, though. I guess there's this. This is kind of neat. I don't hate this, actually. Right? Discard it with your commander, and then you already have 2 creatures. The token, your commander, play another thing, make 3 1/1s. I don't know, it's cool, right? How often do you get to play a card like that? This thing? Yeah, that's fine. I did not actually look at Flashback specifically. About that one. I actually didn't look at Escape either. Oh, this has Escape. Oh yeah. Oh, it's cost 6 though. Oh, that's not happening. Lauren's Escape. That's not quite the same. All right, I'm not gonna stare at this while I'm doing the outro, but there's certainly better ideas than the ones I just took out. Nykthos, you're not really getting Devotion here. I think the 2 times I had it in play, I was like, man, I wish it was a white source. It's kind of annoying that it's not a white source. So this could probably just be a white source. I just never have devotion that matters. By the time you do, the game's pretty much over. You've either won or you're about to lose by like a sweeper, and then you don't have devotion anymore. So I don't think I like it. I think, and actually with that logic library, it's just, you just want white sources all the time. You don't want to miss your white sources, especially when it's rather important that you don't like stumble at all playing a mono white deck that's trying to kill your opponent pretty quickly. Thalia is kind of neat. I do have a fair amount of non-creatures in here, but the fact that what is it? They cost, like, sweepers cost 4 and sometimes 3. You can wait, you can delay them a turn with a card like this. I think that does kind of add up. I don't know about this one. I mean, it's got first strike. The rest of it's kind of neat. Like, you can play your cards and then your opponent tries to play their cards, but then they don't have a blocker until the turn later, and then their land is tapped, which throws them off a bit. But it's turn 3 when you cast this. That does honestly feel kind of late in the game for this to matter. Notably, the tokens that you make are soldiers. I don't think they're human. Right? Oh, they are. Create a human soldier token. I thought it was just a soldier. Oh. Oh, wow, yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. That changes things. Again, this doesn't matter if your opponent doesn't trigger your commander. But hey, you know, that's actually kind of nice there. There is the Anthem too that I wasn't playing. Creatures you control. Is it get or gain? It might just be get. Please, game. Hello? Get off my screen. Come on. What is it called? The White Orchid? Yeah, Flowering of the White Tree. This is probably fine. I don't know about 3-minute anthems or the ones that like choose a creature type stuff. This one can be cool. It's sort of like another version of the same thing. You don't really care that much about the toughness, right? It's all about the power. So it's like another 2-minute anthem. It's kind of neat. And I guess the other side is fine. You can just cascade it. It gives you something to do. You can play one and make a duplicate and then discard that one. So you have just cards to get rid of with your commander and make 1/1s. Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. That's actually kind of nice. These effects are not that great. Or the one that Caretaker's Talent. Yeah, Caretaker's Talent. Like, you can play those things, but why does Skrells keep showing up? Ugh! There's some visual bug. It's been in the game for forever. I just haven't actually seen that bug in a while. But anyways, yeah, I think whenever you make a creature draw a card, things are kind of rough here. But I do have Enduring Innocence, and I think there's another one. So they're not like terrible. Yeah, the vampire, Welcoming Vampire, whatever. Not terrible, but you need your commander. You ideally want it to trigger, and then the turn after you play your commander, you want to play one of these card draw things, and then you start making, you know, drawing card stuff matter from your 1/1s. With that being said, though, I think Monument was actually pretty good. It kept me in a couple games, whereas I otherwise probably would have lost. And I would say if ever there was a commander that cared about all 3 modes, this one kind of does. The treasures are a little but sometimes you just want them, right? And sometimes the treasures is what you need. So I think this is just good. So if this is good, then maybe the token draw, or whenever a creature enters of power 2, whatever the white ones are, and draw a card, like maybe you can play that too, or more of them. But the more you put in your deck that cares about your commander's text box, the worse your deck is going to be when your opponent doesn't trigger it. I think on average, having played a bunch of games, it will trigger in most games, right? And honestly, the vast majority of games will have something going on, but your opponent does have control over when that happens, at least for the most part, right? I mean, sometimes they just can't choose anything. I had a black, what was it? The Tezzeret, the black-blue Tezzeret player just played the Mana Rocks instead of the Mana Rocks, and then I just didn't draw any cards or loot or do whatever. Or what is it? It's recruit. I guess it's recruit. Wasn't recruit? Oh, it's enlist. Enlist is the alchemy one. So recruit. Haha. And that kind of hosed me because the tokens would have been really good, especially in that spot. But yeah, I mean, Cathartic Reunion is another one. I mean, it's a 5-mana bomb. It might just be better than this. I don't know how fancy the 2/2 is, but if you have, is it Cathar's Crusade? Something like that? Yeah, Cathar's Crusade. I was saying Reunion. Again, how much do you want to go into this before your opponent just stops casting cards that make this matter? This also costs 5, so that's kind of way out there, right? It doesn't immediately do anything like Elspeth does at 5 mana. So, or actually even whenever I was just looking at this one, whatever, you know, the room I was just looking at, does something immediately, whereas, it's not a room, it's this thing. So many card types now. Everything's blending. Everything's bleeding together. Rooms and enlist and recruit. I'm losing my mind. But yeah, it doesn't immediately do stuff like these, so I'm not sure. This never came up, but it could, right? It could. There's a game where this would have done something. Just didn't have any of those games. You know, one could argue remove this and add a creature that just swings, and then you're harder to deal with instead of like, I have this 4-mana card that's only going to matter after you've put too much in the way and my stuff doesn't die, or if it does, I have time to cast the 5-mana side and then rebuild, and like it is honestly really slow. It probably is better off being a creature, honestly. But again, just ideas, things to consider that you might not otherwise consider. And yeah, so I said I wasn't going to finish the deck lists in the outro, and I did it anyways. I can't help myself. I love deck building, but yeah, so better than I thought. Honestly, better than I thought. Is it a thing you're going to play in ranked? I don't know. It will trigger more in ranked than non-ranked, but your opponent's decks are a lot more problematic. But some of the really problematic commanders, for a lot of opponents at least, can be fairly good matchups, like Yuriko or Katara. You can kind of just play this and then they're just really annoyed, right? They can't really safely swing with Katara. Yuriko might not ever leave play, and it's just stuck in play, and they're not drawing any cards unless they have flying ninjas, which there's not too many of those. Unblockable auras, I guess, if that's a thing. But this isn't really a common thing to see, so I don't think most people are tuning their decks to beat the mono white thing. Also, I don't even know if this is the mono white commander to play in the first place. I've actually seen Thalia, and I've seen it have a fair degree of success in ranked, because just the tempo is sometimes too much in a format where everything costs like 1, 2, or 3. But yeah, all right. So I like this. The equipment package is just always good. It's modular. You can fine tune it if you want. I liked what I was doing here. This is unfortunately a really good craft. I must recommend it. Any mono white commander just really enjoys the equipment angle. Enlightened Tutor. That will certainly come in. Actually, I'll take out that. I want Enlightened Tutor. Just finding equipment proved itself to be quite nice. So, all right. Hopefully that was all cohesive and made sense. But yeah, all right. Let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.